Welcome, welcome, my friends, old and new alike. Sending you all love and peace, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and continuous healing. I need to backtrack and make sure that I've been 110% sure that what people are understanding from my videos, I need it to be as concise as possible on this raising the chrism, or the Christ seed. Being born again is basically what it is, or raising the spiritual man from death and leaving that physical man behind. Kind of like a snake sheds its skin, and kind of like the Shroud of Turin that people talk about when Jesus, quote unquote, wasn't in the cave, but his, the linens with his imprint was on there. That's symbolism of fleshly man. Fleshly man left behind onto the spiritual man. Alright, the reason that there's a snake on your screen is a dream that I had last year keeps being brought back to my mind over the past couple of months, and it just keeps being brought back, so this is the reason for the video. In the dream, I am in this building, in this room, and quote-unquote in charge of this aquarium or this tank, and it has a poisonous viper in it. Every time that I turn around, like I'll turn to the right and look at something, and every time I turn back to the left, there's people there, and someone's taken the lid off, and the snake is always half in and half out of the tank. And then I get filled with panic, and I have to grab the lid and then grab the snake and wrangle it back into the tank and then secure the lid. And then I have to look at these people, and I just keep telling them over and over again, you have to follow the rules. The lid must be put back on the tank while you're not, and then I don't even know what, while you're not using it, looking at it, working with it. I don't know what the rest of it was. I just know that every time I'd turn around after I'd put the snake back and secure the lid, I'd turn around and turn back, and bam, there was people there, and the snake was half in and half out. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that that's a higher spirit telling me, Cathy, a lot of people are not completely clear on what you're saying. So that's the purpose for this video, and yeah, let's get into this. I'm sorry, I'm gonna apologize right up front and say I am very frustrated. I'm like to a point that I'm extremely frustrated right now, so you may hear and kind of feel that frustration. Please don't take it for anger or I love all of you, and this is the purpose for me doing this video. I'm just very frustrated, as I thought I was immensely clear in everything that I say if you watched more than like a handful, but I'm gonna put some crazy title on the top of this so that people must watch it. Okay, so here I go. I'm gonna be as clear as possible, but before that, I have to say my piece and tell you a couple of other things. Alrighty. There is such an extremely heavy, chaotic energy of confusion, fear, and instability right now, which I absolutely understand. The pandemic, it's been like a catalyst, or a catalyzing force, I guess, into a lot of what's happening. um, it's really the planetary energies and yourself, but more on that later. Um, the thing is, excuse me, I did not, I absolutely did not realize exactly how unstable everyone was slash is question mark until just the past couple of months. It's not quite been 2 months, but uh almost 2 months now. Very, very strange things. Again, planetary stuff. um the moon's node just switched from Capricorn, Cancer, over to from Earth air over into air, or shoot, Earth water over to Sagittarius Gemini, to air. So, like, and again, Gemini communication. But at any rate, again, well, I'll digress on that. Like, I do understand, and I did understand, and I'm beginning to. I mean, I'm just learning too. I don't like want to come off like, hey, I know it, because I absolutely don't. I've only been like truly doing this fully for like 2 years. Um, but I was not aware exactly how unstable everyone actually was. Um, People in my everyday life, like people that I actually see, and I'm like a super recluse. I do not, it sounds odd, but I want to say, on one hand, I honestly don't like people. And I don't mean that like, I hope everybody understands what I say. Like, I don't like to go out amongst the people. Like, I can feel people's energies, and just by looking at them or whatever, I'm like, oh God. So I don't even want to go out and get into all of that. I like my security. I'm a Cancer, so I like my shell, my home, my safety, my, walk backwards with my eyes on everybody. Um, I like that. Makes me feel secure. But, yeah, so people, it's not like I have a whole bunch of people in my life, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. So just a few, but wow, past couple of months, and I'm telling you this just so, because I know this is happening there to everyone out, everyone who's listening to this. There's going to be a bunch of this stuff that I'm getting ready to say that you're going to say, oh, snap. Me too, Cathy. Me too. Yeah, and it's energy, but all right, so strange happenings in everyday life. Um, people coming to me who they weren't affected by my religiosity. I mean, the whole time that I was like super religious, and God, none of them believed in God or Jesus. I mean, I know some of the things that I said were fantastical, but like not even in the premise, like no, no, absolutely not. But now these same said people have like bum rushed and come into my life now in the past couple of months, and they don't even normally come to my house, is what I'm saying. They've come in even when I've told them no. I've actually told two people no, and they came anyway. And one of those said persons was and is currently, I don't mean to laugh because it's going to be okay, but it's very, very sad. Okay, pull yourself together, Kath. One of these people who were in my life actually came to my house after I told them not to. I just said, drop the door, man. I'll come down, Lysol, and get it. But they didn't listen to that. They came up anyway, came into my space, and were so aggravated with me and my thoughts and my opinions in my own home that I didn't invite them into. That on their way out, because I told them literally it was time to go, they licked my doorknob, you guys. Yes, you heard me. Oh, lean down, full tongue, all the way out, complete like counterclockwise motion, all made sure got the whole entire thing and across the face of it as well. Oh my goodness. Uh, all because why was said person leaving? Because of the coronavirus. And because i.e. I said it was real. So said person got all upset, decided to leave and lick my doorknob on the way out. But it was all cool because you see, Cathy had already Cathy had already bleached everything in her apartment and all the way down the banisters down to the front of the building. Like Cathy did the whole building. Nobody even asked me to. So anyway, I'm pretty sure that that said person is okay as long as they didn't lick any more doorknobs. I know I'm rambling, but I'm doing this because it's like the craziness. Ah, yeah. I keep asking myself, why? Why is this? And then the other voice goes, Cathy, stop. You know why? And I'm like, okay, but when will this end? My goodness. Um, okay, so another situation. Exes are running they're running out of like all different corners and running in and acting as if I need something like they've not ever been around before and didn't care. But now they're all coming in and acting like like I'm helpless and I possibly need something. Now, P.S. all of those conspiracy and all that crazy, that's those people. They have that. Like, like they're not all right. They're not all right, but all of these people are coming in and like sniffing around and looking and trying to convince me that they're here because cause I'm in need of assistance. And while they come in, they throw up or they unload everything that they've been through or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, that's good. Ah, and then I clean up that mess and I try to offer them help. And they all look at me like I'm crazy because they came here to help me. I didn't need any. I was cool. I mean, the toilet paper that I was given was helpful. But other than that, like I'm pretty good to go on like an emotional, physical, spiritual, mental level. I'm pretty good. So at any rate, so like that's happening. And again, Gemini and Venus now is retrograde and in Gemini, so that's these exes. And then also ex friendships. Those people will be coming back. I haven't had like I'm very limited. Like no family except for very immediate and so I don't really have too many people I don't think coming in. But those of you who do, watch out because the universe is I'm not going to get into the whole planets thing, but that's why everything's happening to so that we can go back and make sure that we check all the boxes and make sure that they're right. If there's a wrong answer, take out your number 2 pencil, man, or erase that and go and check the other box. uh, that's what retrogrades and all of this stuff is for. And that's also why we're on shutdown and slowed down so that we can seek inside. Okay, now, besides that, now, on YouTube, okay, this is how I know it's everywhere. I wasn't aware because I'm a recluse and I'm in my house, and all I ever do is like read Gnostic Gospels and meditate and do stuff. So I wasn't aware of all of this craziness that was truly out there, and I don't subscribe to people on YouTube other than people who read audiobooks. And very seldom here and there, like someone who follows me, that it's like there's a situation. So at any rate, now on YouTube these past 2 months, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, stuff is all out of whack, all out of whack, man. People that I've listened to for years, I think that they've lost their minds. Like people are not grounded. They're not. They're just floating around. People are channeling angels. What? You channeling dead prophets and priests and people who wrote books from, what? What are you people doing? You're channeling who or what? No, if you're getting stuff, that's Akashic Records, and it's all you and the infinite life source that you're connected into, and we're all connected into. You're absolutely not talking to Archangel Michael or a Pleiadian or an Atlantean, like in the sense that you think is what I'm trying to say. Like that knowledge and the energy and the spirit of, yeah, that's Akashic. It's all together. But no, you guys out there, oh my goodness, oh, I don't like pointing my finger, but to those of you who are like, I believe in spirit but like there's a disconnect there. Like, I don't, why mess around with Michael and Gabriel and Pleiadians? Why, if you guys are channeling people, why don't you like go to the top, man, and be like, whatever is like the white light that's making all those colored ones underneath of it. You're like, oh, look at the purple, look at the pink, look at the purple pink. No, go up to the white if you're gonna go and channel anything. That's called divine spirit. Divine on top, the light of lights and the height of heights. So, big deep breath. I understand why people are doing this. I do, because we all like search and we need, and when we get an idea or something and somebody else agrees, it's like, yeah. Like, I understand, and again, the energies and the things that are happening right now. So, okay, like, that freaked me out, right? That freaked me out. People that I trusted, actually, on you, and I was like, what? Now what's happened to you? So, and lastly, I know I've gone on for like 15, 16 minutes. Look at this. As recently as yesterday, a longtime subscriber for 3 years flipped the malt script. Let me tell you what, I like shell shocked. I guess that all these other things happen, so like when this could come and then other things that I'm really not even talking about right now, when those things, I could be like, whoa, yeah, fend that off. But my goodness, as recent as yesterday, and it's been going on for a couple of days, but I haven't replied back today to this, but let me fill you in. Yesterday, a subscriber that I've had for 3 years is a young subscriber, so we need to pull out the scale so we can balance. I don't want anybody throwing hate at anybody. Just like understand where everyone's coming from. But my purpose in saying this is hopefully like some of those stalky exes who are sniffing and looking around and think that I need help. I don't. Mass love, though. You come and let me know if I can do anything for you. Okay, so that's good. And the reason I'm talking about this young subscriber is because I know he's watching. Oops, they're watching. Sorry. I know that they're watching. And, yeah, like you totally flipped script. Totally. Now I'm being accused by this longtime subscriber after 3 years. Pretty sure I've been clear with everything. Now I'm being accused of trying to steal, quote unquote, steal their soul. And I'm being called evil and practicing witchcraft, you guys. Oh my goodness. As soon as I read that, I said to myself, well, we're going to do, Cathy. Pretty sure this isn't the first time. Pretty sure that you've been accused of witchery in your past life as well. So at least this time, it's all good to go. But yeah, totally flipped script on me. And now I'm evil and I'm a dark, dark woman. I'm a practicing witchcraft. And I think I'll just leave that off at footnote. This person now. I don't mean to laugh. I do not mean to laugh. Said person, now fully, with all certainty, believes that they are in fact the real Jesus Christ. Oh, it's like funny on one time, like, oh, how ridiculously funny. However, not, because this person truly believes that they're the real one. even told me that the other one that was walking around in 30 AD, that was the fake one, that what he's the real one. It's like, oh shit. I don't even believe in the fake one, but like I'm not gonna put myself in front of the fake one just in case the fake one like existed. And I mean the fake one as in like if there was a man named Jesus who actually was killed for his beliefs, not any of the other stuff. But that's how I'm trying to balance stuff. But this person fully believes now that they are the real incarnated Jesus Christ, the Messiah, and has firmly now come and told me in many messages that calling me daughter. Oh, my dear daughter, I've come to you in love and you refuse me. And I'm like, wow, could be your grandmother. Literally am old enough to be said person's grandmother. And they are calling me daughter because they are the true Messiah. Speaking about how I speak and preach their gospels, and I'm saying their because it was written as you preach my, and my was capitalized as in, he's the man. But, woo, yeah, so, yeah, and then a few more things occurred. Two different subscribers besides that stuff came and totally unloaded stuff that, again, people just keep coming and throwing up on me. And then when I say, because I'm like, I have to clean it up, and then I have to give them information and guidance and love and whatever, it takes a lot of time and energy. And when I do, they all like get, excuse my French, not even, but pissed off. They get pissed off and be like, nah, you're a whatever. I'll take what I like from you and then leave the rest of it because you know some of what you're talking about, but not the rest. Well, then don't come and throw up on me. I mean, I love everyone. I help everyone, but not if you're just going to do things half-assed. I'm starting to get extremely frustrated. And the long suffering and patient thing is like it's starting to wear really thin. So the thing is that one, two, three, the three people, YouTube wise I just spoke to, and the other people that I'm not, everybody's got the same exact issue. It's all the same issue, which is letting me do a segue into the video that's now 22 minutes intro. Yeah, the connection is people are not using all of the tools. We can't gain success by doing anything half or 3/4 of the way. It has to be completion. We're currently half flesh and half spirit. Half flesh man, half spirit. We have to go in and kill off the flesh man and make ourselves all one spirit man. We must use balance in all four corners of the foundation. We can't just use 3 of the foundation stones or pieces. We have to use all 4, not 1, 4. That's balanced physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And I know for a fact, absolutely everyone who's come to me about Christos, or who's watched the channel, or any of it, nope, absolutely. There's at least one missing out of that foursome there, if not 2. And to me, it's very frustrating because I thought that I was really clear. Okay, deep cleansing breath. All right. Now that I've said all of that, now let me go and reiterate and lay down these 4 main things that must be handled, opened, and balanced in order for us to raise, quote unquote, the Christ, our Christ, within, our spirit man. And before I begin, I'd like to say, please like the video so that the YouTube algorithm picks it up and more people see the video and get a better understanding of raising the chrism. Share it with your friends, your family, on your own media. Subscribe, definitely. Hit the bell for notifications and make sure that you go in and hit all so that you get all of the notifications and not just a few. And I'm almost hesitant to say comment below. I honestly am, because like, wow. Just know that if it's, I'll answer all comments, and if it's a nice one, I'll be back to you probably real quick or within like a day or something. And the tougher ones, I will get back to you, but just gotta take a little bit of breathing time in between those tough ones. But I will, so yes, comment. All right. Ooh, I'm sorry for all of that. I hope that I didn't come off mean, or like I'm just, don't want to cry, so might as well laugh, I guess. Here's what's going on with with everybody, but I'm just gonna like localize this. People trying to be spiritual and kill off flesh man and bring on spiritual man, or i.e. raise Christ from the dead. Our issue is, when we're not able to do that, there's some kind of a foundational blockage, or it's not even there at all. The term double-minded comes from the Greek word dipsuchos, meaning a person with two minds or two souls. And that's exactly like us. That's exactly what Pistis Sophia, the book, tells us. Everything's double, everything's dual, everything is polarity. If there's one, then there's one that matches it. There's a shadow one. If there's a true one, there's a shadow one. I don't want to say good, bad, because the bad is good, because without the bad, you couldn't learn or know what good was. But in any way, I'm spinning off. Okay. The book of James says that this type of a person is like a wave out of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. Very unstable, not grounded, like just all over, being thrashed around. The scripture says that a man should not think he will receive anything from the Lord. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all that he does. Yes, because it all starts with unstable emotions. Unstable emotions and feelings, they get transmitted into unstable thoughts, ideas, ideology, beliefs. Those get then transmuted into words, and now once that you're out talking about it and you believe it to be true, then unstable actions come after that, and that's when you're getting everybody else involved and hurting them as well. So basically what the verse says is double-mindedness or unstableness means that all that he or she does by not being all in one accord is unstable. As such, he, she is unstable, which comes from a Greek word meaning unsteady, wavering in both the character and feelings or emotions. Matthew says that no one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other, like still be, still serve, but really hate to. You cannot serve the divine God, which is divine spirit and law, and the flesh and man. One's spirit, one's man. You can't have one foot on earth and one foot in, on air. It doesn't work. That's very unstable. Unstable is used in allegories in the Bible of the drunken man who is unable to walk a straight line, swaying one way and then the other way, not stable, getting ready to fall at any moment, juggling one so that he can catch the other. He has no defined direction, and as a result, never gets anywhere. Keeps completing the same cycle repetitively over and over again. And that cycle, my dear friends, is incarnations. Every time that we come here, as soon as we find light and what truth is, grab a hold of it and make it yours, be it, live it, embody it, and then spread it to others. Real truth. You'll know what it is when you yourself start to... I can't even... again, I'm just going to spin off and talk too much. I'm so tired, you guys. Okay. Let's just get back to it. No defined direction as a result, and never gets anywhere, just stuck in the same cycle, doing the same thing over and over and over again. So, such a person is unstable in everything, not in just one aspect. Even though, like, you may be really great at this one thing, you're still unstable in some kind of aspect in that, even though you don't think you are. You're unstable in one place, you're unstable in all places. A double-minded person is restless and confused, mainly in feelings and emotions. Then his thoughts, her thoughts, actions, and then the behavior, character, who you really are. She, he, we are always in conflict with ourselves if we're double-minded, or we're not, or if we're only using 3 out of the 4 building stones. We're unbalanced. Thus, always perpetually in darkness and in the burning flames of hell. This is where we are, in the outer darkness, because we can't remember what's going on and why we're here and what to do to get out. So when you got 2 minds and 2 spirits and 2 bodies and 2 desires, feelings, emotions going back and forth, you're always going to be in conflict with the higher divine spirit / law, which is God. It does not have genitalia. It does not have a tail. It does not have horns. It doesn't have wings. It doesn't have anything that you can picture in your mind. Yeah, that's God. Nope, no picture for it. That's how you know it's a good one, because there is none. But at any rate, no one can serve 2 masters. Either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to one and despise the other. God and the things of this world, flesh, are of such opposite natures that it is impossible to love either one completely without having some kind of hate or disdain for the other. Those who try to love both will become unstable in all of their ways. And Revelation 3:16, I think, was a good verse, so that's why I added it. The divine spirit of law, the real God says, so then because you are lukewarm, double-minded, think you can have 1 foot on the earth and 1 foot in spirit, and you're neither hot nor cold, but you're riding the fence, I'm going to spew you out of my mouth, and I want nothing to do with you. And now you got massive work to get to so that real spirit, law, truth will come to you. That's just, I don't want to discourage anyone, but I want to say that, yeah, the sooner that you get to work, the sooner that you can, get to the next step. Ooh, I hate procrastination, and I think it's because I used to do it when I was younger. Yes. Yes. All right. Now, here are those four pieces that I'm referring to: uh, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. The main thing, do you see emotional right in the middle? That's the driving force. Those feelings, those emotions, because we're all water. Our bodies are mainly water, our mind's mainly water, and the earth is mainly water, and space is really like a watery substance. But again, I'll digress. Emotional balance is in the middle of that pyramid for a reason there. In my opinion, that's where you gotta tackle in order to be successful in a more easy and efficient way. I mean, you can hop around to all of them, the mental, emotional, physical if you want, but it's just going to be easier if you start with the emotional first. Emotional and mental are in the middle of that. We have our physical body, we have our emotional body, our feelings, our heart, and then we have our mind. Um, Things that don't become physical without the desire or the feeling, making the mental aspect kick in and make thought, and then that makes the physical action happen. And once all three of those, the physical, the emotional, and the mental, are all working, whatever emotional and mental vibe that you're working with, and your fruits are all your physical stuff, that top, that spiritual, that's your character, that's your being, that's your essence. Um, we all have that now, and it's all fleshly. It's physical, emotional, physical, mental, physical, spiritual. Everything that we know, all cloaked in darkness. But then there's an actual one that darkness comes from, and that's the truth and the light. And that's where we need to look. Everything is in the middle. We can go physically and mechanically, like I said, try to raise this Christos, and throw that mental in there. Okay, I'm going to physically not eat meat, not drink alcohol, not eat sex, and I'm going to do it for these 3 days or these 7 days, and I'm gonna do that, but that's like all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave out the emotional and the feelings, and just forget all of the chakra balancing and all, just forget it all. I just want to go to straight, go to the end of the book and see what the end is. Very detrimental. um a lot of people will like just say, oh, you don't have to do all the physical, which I agree. Physical, well, I agree, you don't have to do like this heavy meditation and these heavy breathing things, and you must wear certain colors on certain days, and at an exact time you must, like, I don't believe in any of that. That stuff is to facilitate what you're doing and to heighten or raise the vibe, the high vibe that you've already got rolling, to intensify and, yeah, really, really get it going for more power. um and that's the issue that I'm seeing at any rate. A lot of people come and they have family problems with their children, up deep emotional scars, childhood scars, emotional dysfunction in their family with their own children, their own parents, their own wife, their own husband, their own boyfriend, girlfriend. Um, and people have come to me. I can't count how many people in the past 2 years have come to me exactly with that. They were all like doing the physical thing, mental thing. Oh yeah, spiritually I believe in the Christos, and yeah, I'm out of the religious stuff, and here I am, but never would take my advice on the emotional stuff. And as far as I know, none of them have progressed. I'm not like judging anyone. I'm just saying from like the fruits aspect, like, y- you know, they're still where they were. I'm going to say that they're all getting a lot stronger. I do personally know a few of them have gained strength, and I think that they're moving towards doing what they're supposed to do. But at any rate, yeah, emotion, feelings, all of that stuff, that your heart chakra is the bridge to all of your other things. And that's has to be, in my opinion, healed and dealt with first. So yeah, I mean, a lot of emotional and then I get people who come and they're extremely, either still extremely religious, and they're like, oh, because they're doing the Christos now, they still believe in a sky god or whatever, and they still believe in a hell that other people are going to burn in. I'm like, how's that possible? When, like, I thought you were like following this. How could you get that out of what I'm teaching? How could you still believe in these other it's because one foot's in and one foot's out. And then a whole lot of people, very, very not loving towards one another. Everybody has something to say about someone else, and myself included, and I'm working on cutting that like out, certain aspects. But the things that I'm seeing people come to me with that are blowing me away are like racism and bigotry and hate and vitriol for like other groups of people. And I'm like, how are you watching my videos? And I'm like shell shocked. I'm confused. I'm sad. And here I am trying to come back and make amends and say, no, no, no. You have to do all of it. If you're still a racist, you're not raising the chrism. If you're still freaking, see, now there's like some sketchy stuff that I want to get into, so I'll just stick with the emotional. If you got deep emotional scars and especially things that like force you to take like medications or would draw you to drink alcohol or take drugs, because I was that person, all of those, all above. And I was getting the mental stuff and spiritual stuff. I thought I was Jesus. About 2012, yeah, when the big came, I was all messed up, was on drugs, was on alcohol, physically broken, was in the middle of a lupus attack. But yeah, I heard a voice that said, Cathy, you are the Lamb of God. And I went, oh, and my thought went somewhere, just like the person I was speaking about earlier, and then a voice came in and yelled at me and was like, you are not. And now I realize, yes, I am. Yes, I am, but everyone has their own lamb that is within. Uh, that yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. But not literal. No one's here to incarnate, to go out and gather all their quote unquote people or their flock together because they are the ones that are here to save everybody. Nope, we're all here to save ourselves. All right, I talked a lot, so let me get back to this. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God, your God, which we already went over that, the divine, law, spirit, all one goodness, spirit, not flesh. Love the Lord your God individually, okay, because even though we're connected into source, that's why it keeps saying your God. Why would the Bible not just tell you, love the Lord God with all your heart? Why does it have to say, love your God? Why does it say that? So reflect and contemplate on that a little bit, and maybe it'll help sink in that it's within. There's no God without, it's within, and you're connected to an energy that is all-encompassing and all about. So at any rate, okay, love the Lord thy God with all your heart, emotion, feelings, with all your mind, the mental portion, and with all your strength, that's that physical portion. This is the first commandment. That's when all of the Pharisees came and, or was it? No, it was the disciples. It was the disciples. Came and quote unquote, Jesus, what's the most important commandment. And that's what was given out. Very, very thick and esoterically painted up, but yep, that's exactly what it means. And upon asking what the most important commandment was, this was follow up. No one asked for a second, but a second was given with the first. And the second is love your neighbor as yourself. No other commandment is greater than both of these. Okay? Like I said, if you got hate or anger at some other group of people or people for their choices and what they think, believe, or do, you're not there. You're not there. You're not focusing on yourself. You're focusing on others. Or if you care what other people think about you and how you going after your own spiritual, physical, emotional, mental path may cause others, what's going to happen to them. That's not, like, you can't get caught up in that middle emotion thing. The one who fears, and that's where it all comes from, fear. The one who fears is not made perfect in love, which is God, divine spirit, and law. We love because I put in they, it, first loved us. If anyone says, I love God, yet hates his brother, i.e. his neighbor, some other human that does something that he doesn't do or think that he doesn't do or worships some god or does that, then he's a liar. A liar. And somewhere in Revelation it says all liars go to hell. And for you people who believe that there's a real pit, yeah, so that's for you. But, as I said before, this is hell. We're in it. This is the footstool. God's footstool. That's bottom. That's at the bottom. Feet on top of. This is hell, and this is the darkness, and it's our job to elevate ourselves, learn our lessons, our karmic lessons, wake up, and realize we are all one infinite light source that is just broke down into bajillions of different physical forms. Plant, mineral, animal, vegetable, all that. Yeah. And lastly, I will leave this foundational 2-2, this 22, which is a 4. Philippians 2:2. This is the quote-unquote Lord, divine law, love, real God, real force, light on light, height and heights, says, make my joy complete by being the same mind, maintaining the same love or emotional stability, heart. Be united in one spirit and be mentally intent on one purpose. That is universally, but it's also you. You have to have all 4 of those. You do. And as I said, if you're hating on somebody, or if you still think that someone shouldn't do this because that's not right, that's their choice. Everyone has free will, and you're choosing free will to stay stuck in a perpetual cycle of lessons. I don't want to learn the same thing again. I'm tired. I feel as though I was born tired, you guys. So I'm glad to have found the light and to begin to be reborn again and gain my consciousness and unconsciousness and progress further. So I guess that's it for this. Now I already do have a video queued up and ready to go. I was so excited because of the planetary stuff and Pistis Sophia, the gateway that is opened up that I've discovered after 2 years of trying to figure out stuff. I'm so excited. But mass energy things are happening here starting when Jupiter retrogrades into Sagittarius June 30th. I'm trying to remember, that's why I sound like this. And then Venus is in Gemini. When they're both in that spot is when Pistis Sophia says that if you've been doing your work, you're going to reap rewards. But if you haven't been doing your work, you're gonna get some more work to do. And I'm just trying to tell the people who have been doing work, get ready, because your payoff, a little bit of payoff's coming, and you can ride that wheel of fortune. Now that you struggled to get, upward curve, now you can ride a little bit. But I'm also saying that if you haven't done this, you still have time. Make a mass change before June 30th, July 1st. I believe that the timeline is June 30th through July 3rd. Isn't that ironic? So more on that in the next video. But yeah, I want to get back to love and light. And oh my goodness, let me share this beautiful information that has been given to me by higher spirit. I know what to do with it now, but what am I going to do? Just sit on it? No, I got to tell everybody else about it. I do. That's my purpose. So I hope that I've been clear now about Christos. Seriously, if you're still thinking all of that stuff that I said, angels, demons, hating on people, all of the stuff, that you're not there, you're just fooling yourself. So please, I beg you all to take this time and reflect. I love you all so, so very much. I bid you peace, love, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and mass and immediate healing. I love you all.